Hey everybody, it's your girl Sherry. Welcome back to another episode of Alleged Actually Podcast. Y'all, today's Saturday and we are starting to do what we used to do every Saturday. We are bringing it back, y'all. None other than Pop Culture Saturday. We've got quite a lineup for you tonight. Can't wait to get into it. I'm here with my lovely co-host Bria.
Hey everybody, it's me.
Yep, she's back, y'all. She's back with us every week now. So, y'all, before we get into our good lineup for Pop Culture Saturday, indulge us for a second with this quick intro. Okay, well, guys, we're back to kick off Pop Culture Saturday. I really don't like to start our segments off with something sad, but Bria and I were just kind of talking right before we got ready to start recording. And though it's something sad, you always have to remember the good times and the good things that are left behind with the legacy. We want to send a rest in peace out to rich homie Quan. I'm going to share my screen real quick so you guys, I'm sure that everybody knows who he is. Mm-hmm. But while we're talking about him, I just wanted to have him on the screen. So for those of you guys that don't know, he passed away on Thursday. Rich homie Quan. He was an Atlanta rapper. He gained mainstream fame through the trap singles Type Away and Flex. Ooh, ooh, ooh. He did pass away. He was, some say 33. It's also been reported 34, so I'm not sure. His legal name was DeQuantes Devontae Lamar. He died at an Atlanta hospital. The Fulton County Medical Examiner confirmed this to the Associated Press. The medical examiner was informed of his death, like I said, on Thursday. The cause of death was not immediately available. An autopsy was scheduled for Friday. So, Bria, while we have him on the screen and we are paying homage, what is your favorite Rich Homie Quan song?
It's definitely Flex.
Okay.
It does. It just puts me in a good mood. It makes me feel like I'm that girl. If ever I'm getting ready and that song comes up on my playlist, it boosts my confidence. It's a feel-good song. So he definitely left his mark, and he left us with some great music. So I truly, yes, rest in peace.
Absolutely. I concur. And for me, I have two. Mine is Type Away. I told Bria, anytime that comes on, something happens to my shoulders and they get to bounce. Listen, especially that part when he says CEO, is what my titles say, honey. That is me all day, every day. I felt that in my spirit. Also, I love Lifestyle with him and Young Thug. So, look, he left us with some bangers, y'all. Thoughts and prayers out to his family and all those that love him. He will truly be missed. All right, Bria. So now we're going to get into next on our lineup. And I'm sure a lot of you with this announcement, just like myself and Bria, are not very sad to hear it. I'm going to be sharing my screen again with you guys. But it was announced that our dear friend, Mr. Tyrese, has made the decision for himself to go off of social media. I'm going to read his official statement here. That's a picture of him. He was very emotional. He got some love from some of his former castmates from Fast and Furious. But he did say, I'm officially retired from social media. I'm going to go dark. I'm going to pray. I'm going to turn my comments off because I don't want to be reminded of this very nasty and unbearable narrative that real men don't cry. And if and when a man has a child on the way with that beautiful woman or fiance or wife, and she ultimately has a miscarriage, I thank God I've never experienced this. The only person who is depressed, sad, or even suicidal over that loss is not just the woman. Real men these days are constantly being emasculated, and someone has said lately, even had the nerve to put the word toxic in front of masculinity. Yes, the epic failure of trying to make me feel bad about literally being a man, an alpha male, protector, or outspoken father or head of my household. I am not about to put up another post about my ex Samantha, praise God, y'all, or any of the feelings that I'm still harboring over her waking up on Wednesday, August 2020 and filing for divorce. Why? Because this album has burned down the internet called Beautiful Pain wouldn't exist if I was still married. I'm also not going to put up another post to try and get a childish and mature, petty social media trolls to understand that the love of my life in Zelly Timothy never asked to be here. And the smiles that have been on my face, the intimacy, the flirting, the laughter, wild sex and love making would not be here had this woman not showed up to help me to discover the beauty in my pain. Sadly, we still live in the world. It feels like man versus woman, and we are reminded that men are from Mars, LOL. Mother's life is literally impossible without you. Our contribution as providers to children and families just maybe will never ever matter as much as a mother because you guys have the power of doing the full 9 months. Duration in order to push our angels out, and men will never ever be able to have that capability. But we as fathers, kings, husbands, providers matter too. We cry and have feelings too. 1992, the movie, at 1992 movie, the 1992, the soundtrack, available now on all streaming platforms. All right, so you guys get the point. So, Bria, what say you about the long rant that I just read? And I known it was that long. I guess I was giving you guys the clip notes, but
yeah, that was entirely too long.
Yes.
And yes, I do agree that, men are encouraged to just toughen up and not cry, not show any emotion. However, a couple years ago, he went on social media and cried about paying child support. So I got no sympathy for you, bro. I don't. You make these children with women that you know that you probably could not get if you didn't have this level of status or money. And that doesn't work out with them. You gotta, I'm sorry. If you break up, you have to afford that child the same lifestyle that they'd have if you were living in the same home as the mother. I don't. And, before this, he also got emotional on The Breakfast Club.
He did.
Charlemagne, it's like a viral clip going around where Charlemagne offers him a tissue and he's like, no, let me cry. Let me let it all out. And it's just, call me insensitive, whatever. I feel like it's very attention seeking, attention grabbing. It's right around the time that his album comes out. He wants you to pay attention to him. I just don't. I got nothing for you, bro. I'm sorry. I don't.
I mean, that's fair, and I feel you. Tyrese has been actually very spirally for the past couple years. Listen, I'm with him. I'm all about men certainly cry, have feelings. Don't believe a man should be emasculated for that. But Bria, I'm gonna have to lean into what you say there, Tyrese. First of all, sir, you did not start wilding like this until this woman was trying to ask you to run her child support for not her child support, but the child support is for your child.
For your child, yes.
And right. And that child that you love so dearly, my Lord. I mean, all the antics of having people come down and protest at the courthouse. And I mean, we're just tired. So if what you want to do is get off of social media, I'm all for it, sir. And in all honesty, because I considered myself to be a Tyrese fan. I mean, there are some R&B gems that, in his
a legend for
repertoire.
sure. I'm not saying, I'm not knocking his talent by any means. However,
no, but he's trying it. I mean, even when he showed up to do the national anthem in his so-called Marvin Gaye's get up, sir, you could never stop playing. It is extremely attention seeking, and I'm with you, Bria. I mean, he is. It just seems a little, like I said, unravelly. Like, I'm gonna keep using that word because we're gonna be using it a lot tonight. I just, yeah, it's deeper than that, sir. Just pay the child support, and if you need to go away for a while off of social media, we are in full support of that. Get your mental health together, sir. Really, because it's not. We make light of it and all, but I sincerely am a bit concerned for you. It's been pretty much up and down for you for the past couple 3 years. And so a break from social media wouldn't hurt you. And I hope your project goes really well, but we're tired. So I'm fully supportive of your hiatus from social media.
Absolutely.
Moving on. Someone else that I would love to see take a little break from social media, but seems to never want to, or will do it in just short spurts. She promises, and yet here she comes right on back. That would be none other than Miss Tamar Braxton.
Jesus.
So listen, Tamar is recently been all over our social media regarding her, unbeknownst to us, actually, for a while, her divorce or even her marriage, because I didn't know she had married the man. I mean, we knew she was in a relationship, but apparently Miss Tamar and Jeremy J.R. Robinson actually were married for 61 whopping days. They met first on Peacock's Queen's Court, which was a reality dating show. And they got engaged March of 2023. I watched the show, y'all. I'm gonna be real. I was rooting for him. I mean, JR came through smooth. And I mean, listen, for those that don't know, JR is white, but that doesn't matter. But at this point, they did the show. They ended the show with an engagement. We were all rooting for him. JR is an attorney in Atlanta, and Tamar and him, love story played out in front of us. It started to go south, not right away, but it did. There were breakups to makeups, during which one such breakup, we all saw him grace across our social media scenes with none other than Miss Tommy Lee of Love and Hip Hop fame. And then Tamar took him back. Her business, sis. Listen. But then, right behind our backs, after all that foolishness, she in fact married the man. They then, since, like I said, were married for 61 days. Part of even that time, they were living in separate households. And at any rate, y'all, let's take a look-see at the video that has gone viral, of course, where she explains to us her side of they're now divorced. She found out that, you know what? Let me just let her tell you the story. Here we go. Bear with me as I share my screen yet again.
People be waiting for you to speak out so they can figure out what the hell they're going to say and how they're going to look, because everybody knows that that's what that person cares about. And I just want to be very clear on, nobody stopped the relationship with me. I stopped the relationship with them. I blocked that person. I blocked that person on social media. And I only called that person to find out about my credit card being used. Now, everybody knows that let's not play stupid. Okay. I don't go to bookings.com. I don't even really kind of know what that is or what's that about, right? I use my physical card. If I do reservations, it's through, I have a touring company, so we have our own travel agency. And so I'll go through that, or I'll go through my American Express, right? Where I physically use my card. So we're not going to pretend that, oh yeah. So I'm not going to pretend like, oh yeah, they got our credit cards mixed up, because I thought you were single 6 months ago. We weren't. So which one we doing? You know what I'm saying? I mean, just here's the thing for me about guys, when things come out about men, they always say, oh, the woman is delusional. Oh, we wasn't together. Oh, I wasn't leading nobody on. And, oh, they did the things on their own. Come on. How many times have we heard that story? And so I don't even know why we're trying to perpetuate that storyline today. Listen, I'm in my 40s. And come on, I have had my fair share of relationships and, my dealings with men. And when we having like male friends, I hear a lot of stuff. I've been around the world and okay? So I've heard it all. So we're not going to sit here and pretend that anybody is not going to drop a bag on a man or go to a city like Turks and Caicos if you didn't feel that there was a chance of reconciliation. And let's just be clear. I didn't ask myself to no birthday parties. This person told me right over here at the St. Regis, I want you to be a part of my birthday. Now, if you seeing this, that, and the other, why you want me to come? Now, y'all got to realize, now the man didn't say the status of our relationship. At that time, we were very much married. Very much married. So I am thinking that, I am pouring into my marriage that is troubled, that, I want, because I love my kids. I love my family. I love you. You know that. You just said you love me. So now all of a sudden, now we not, okay. So I'm pretending and I'm delusional and I made all of this stuff up. Okay. Now, I don't have to buy no man. I know who I am. I know the kind of money I make. I know the status of my life. I don't have to buy no man. But if I'm pouring into my relationship, pouring into someone that I want to rekindle something with because this is not my boyfriend, I'm wrong for that. Oh, and I'm on my own. And not you saying, oh, when your birthday come around, I'm a wop, woom, woom. Like, I had absolutely no idea to feel like I was in this by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have seen us out. People seen us at your favorite restaurant. Yes, we have been, quote unquote, living apart. And I guess you want to say single, where we could, date other people and see what's out there. But you clearly told me you wasn't with nobody. You clearly told me that you are emotionally unavailable and you just hitting wop, woom, woom. And my whole thing, and let's not make it like, oh, I'm sorry, we keep being cut off, but this is important. And we're not going to make it like, oh, now Tamar got mental health issues. Now, y'all done seen this man. We're not going to pretend that this man has not been airing me out and embarrassing me for the past 6 months. Now, if there was not an understanding between he and I, y'all see me sit up here and take a bunch of L's and apologize and really try to work toward my marriage and try to, fix shit. And, because the truth is, y'all, so much, I don't even really know. But just like he said, I'm not going to divulge everything, but I'm not going to let nobody sit up here and make it seem like I am delusional and deranged. And you clearly said you don't want me. Y'all know when I found out I was getting a divorce and my divorce is going to be final on our trip to Turks and Caicos. Didn't say
that. Ooh, child. That was a lot.
Yeah.
That was enough.
Laughing at the situation.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Oh, goodness.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
No, I said this is one of those, because I chuckled, laughing at you, not with you type situations because silence is golden. It really is. It's giving pressed. It's giving I'm desperate to clear my name when I have no reason to. We knew you before we knew him. He is a defense attorney from Atlanta with 5 children and 4 baby mamas.
That part.
Ma'am, you are right. Your R&B royalty, your sister. I mean, even without your sister being Toni Braxton, you're talented in your own right. Some would argue even more talented than your sister. We didn't need that. We didn't need that. So,
no.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Woo, child. Listen, Tamar, sweet, good sis Tamar. I am with Bria. We did not need all of that. You didn't owe us that. It definitely is giving press. And look, he's played in your face enough. And he has embarrassed you enough. You don't come off of your whole Braxton legacy name, R&B diva throne to address that kind of foolishness. Okay? No, ma'am. Now, I could be your good auntie, but I'm not that much older than you. So I'm going to just be your good sis.
Absolutely.
Big sis. I'm just going to tell you, no, ma'am. Right. And Bria is right. Silence is golden.
As your good niece, I'm going to tell you no. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
This was not needed. And I don't ever want to see you do this ever again behind anybody, but especially behind someone who we did not know before you introduced us to him.
Right.
So, stop.
Why are you giving him that? And she's notorious for addressing people and situations that she doesn't need to. And currently right now, the Braxtons are airing their reality show. I think we're in like episode 3 or 4. Same thing. I really think she probably should have just, they said they were doing it for the wishes of Tracy, but she maybe should have said it out or did her part in like a confessional room by herself. Y'all, baby girl, stay with the mic in your hand, sing the beautiful music. That's what seems to be where you're happiest, where you can pour your heart out in the most healthy way. But we did not need this at all. We did not. And honestly, I hate to see you going out like that, Tamar. I really do. I mean, it was viral. We're going to be talking about it probably for another week or so. And then, it'll go away. So take you some time, join your good brother, Tyrese. Hop off social media for a little bit. Cut the comments off. Take a break. You really are that girl. You look great. I mean, listen, you're in good voice. You look great. No need. No need to say another word. Y'all are divorced. Y'all were married for 2 seconds. It's really not, it's giving that he tried it and you're giving it to him. Don't give him anything else. Don't give him anything else. You guys out there, ladies, and she's not by herself. Let's be clear. There's been many times that we've been in relationships where we have settled or gave chances to those that we normally would not, only to find that it did not pan out. Right. But, it happens. You know what? Lesson learned. And, just go love on yourself. Go love on yourself and let him go do him. And pretty soon, nobody's sincerely not going to care about him the minute you stop talking about him. Okay. So, out there, actualizers, go ahead and weigh in the comments. What advice do you have for our good sis Tamar? How about our good bro Tyrese? I mean, I'm in favor for a little social media break. So, All right, guys, we're going to move on. Whew, we are on a roll tonight. Now we're going to go over to Miss Queen Naija. Seems to be theme. Is there something in the air? I mean, what is really going on? I have 3 videos to share with you guys. I'm going to let the videos do the talking a lot tonight, and we're just going to weigh in on our thoughts. We'll give you a little background. Bria, actually, because this is your generation's influencer person that you guys follow. So I'm gonna let you set this one up for me, please.
Sure. Well, Queen Naija earlier this week, she shared a photo with her and her boyfriend Clarence, who she's been dating since there's debate whether it's 2017, 2018, too long, my opinion. But a banner that said bride to be. People were speculating, finally he proposed, they're getting married, this is great, only to find out they're just trolling, like, haha, big joke. They also did a live where they were answering questions, and the question came up whether she wanted to be married. And of course, she said, I'm not really rushing it. Now there's speculation whether that question came from a fan or whether it was something that she threw out there herself to answer, because didn't nobody ask that, because we know that he ain't marrying you, sis. So anyways, if you want to go ahead and show the videos.
Okay. So what I have here to share, and then we'll come back and talk about it. I have one where we have Queen Naija discussing her take on marriage and wanting a ring, followed by one where she is with her significant other discussing same. And then we're going to close it out with her ex-husband weighing in on this. All right, guys, here we go. Bear with me as I share my screen.
Keeping God like in your marriage, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it ain't no rush, but it's not a rush for marriage, but it is like a little rush for like the ring, because it's like, okay, at least if you propose, then we know where we headed. We've had conversations about it, like I know that he's going to, but it's like, okay,
6 years.
yeah. But sometimes men, they want to get certain things out the way, like he wants to put out his clothing line. And
okay, so that was that one.
Can we talk about that one real quick though?
Sure. Let's talk about it.
I think that was a good when a man knows, he knows. I think we all know this, right?
Oh yeah.
It's not, whether he needs to do this first or that. And I'm not saying that there aren't any men out there that want to have their stuff together, but it's been 6 or 7 years, brother. Now all of a sudden you want to do a clothing line before you, and not to mention they already have a child too. He does not want to marry you. And I need for women, especially women in our community, to really understand that. Giving men the best years of your life, like you're wasting all this, your youth and your beauty on men that don't want, he's just there for the convenience. Wisen up. Ladies, please wisen up.
I concur. I mean, listen, I always say this, and Bria will validate that. I always say, time is the one thing that you just can't get back.
No.
It is precious, ladies. And listen, it doesn't take years and years for a man to know whether or not you are the one that he wants to spend his rest of his life with. And it doesn't take that amount of time for him to propose and to marry you. There are just men out there that don't want to get married. And that's okay for the women that don't want to get married. But if that's your desire and that is what you want, if a ring is what you want and marriage is what you want, letting a man drag you through a relationship where there is no end in sight to that goal, it makes no sense. Mm-mm. I'm not a big ultimatum girl, but I'm a timeline girl. And what I mean by that is, it is okay to make the decision for yourself. He can be perfectly happy staying right by your side till the end with no marriage in sight, no ring. But if you're not, then you need to do what is best for you. You need to put the boundary and the timeline and say, look, sir, I am wife material. I am not meant to be someone's girlfriend for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. I am not going to live with you and perform wifely duties and pretend to be your wife without the title, the ring, and the commitment. I mean, yes, you can be committed to someone and not legally be married, but let's be clear. For me, I can't speak for everybody, but for Sherry, that's non-negotiable.
For Bria as well. And, he wants to start his clothing line. I'm sure that she's going to be investing her coin into that clothing line. And it's a gamble that you take when you do that, because when I say there are countless stories of women who have helped build and done these things with a man just for that man to turn around and pursue the woman that they truly do want and then marry her within
happens all the time.
It happens way too often. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb, sis.
Don't be. So with that, I mean, there is another video with him and her sitting there. We can play it, but I have the response from her ex-husband, which I think may be the more suitable.
Go ahead and play that one.
Video. Yeah. So let's check that out, guys, and then we'll be right back to talk about that.
Look, ladies, hear me out before y'all leave. Before y'all skip this is for all my ladies. If you've been dating a man, right, for more than 3, 4, 5 years, and he still haven't asked to marry you, either two things. He don't really want to be with you. He like to have fun on the side. He like to do his own thing too, or he just like the benefits that come with you. He don't want to be married. It's just like he in between. Like he just like the perks of being with you, like because he like the benefits. But then on top of that, it's just like he really just don't want to be with you. He's just not in love. Because me personally, I'm not about to be with no female for more than 5, 6 years and not marry you. That's just me personally. I'm just being honest. I'm gonna be real. I'm not about to spend my life 6 years with a soul and not marry her, unless I'm just really not in love with her. You feel me? Because I feel like if I forget with a female, I'm gonna think highly of her. I'm gonna think the world of her. I know. I'm just saying. You feel me? What y'all think the reason why a man would be with a female and not marry her? Just in general, like it's a global question. This can go for men, or men can answer this question, or females can answer this question. What's the reason a man will be with a female for more than 4 or 5 plus years and not marry her? Let me know.
Sir, I have an answer. Because the woman allows it.
Absolutely. Honestly, that's the only answer. And while that's the right message, it's coming from the wrong messenger, because while he was a husband to her, he did do I would say a lot of cheating. He did not keep his vows like he should have. However, he's right. It's coming from the mouth of a man who knows men. Mm-hmm. And honestly, he's saying 5 to 6 years, and that's still
too long
in my opinion. But essentially what he's saying is a man knows. if he wants to make you his wife or not.
Absolutely.
And, you know, if that woman allows it, he's going to string and benefit and do whatever, like, until she won't allow it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's...
Ladies, what you don't want is to wake up with regret 10 years later, 15 years later, and to find yourself back out there. Why? I mean, again, I'm not saying for my actualizers to run out there and say, hey, Sherry on Alleged actually said that I shouldn't, no. What I'm saying is, though, in your heart of hearts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There is no specific timeline, but from where I sit, 2 years is a gracious plenty. My husband got 3, and he was on that last leg with a wing and a literal prayer. Sis was about to throw him up.
Yes.
But God gave him great sense. And here we sit. 6 years later, man and wife. Yes, ma'am. So right. 6 years married. We dated for 3. 3 was my absolute maximum.
Yes. So, Bria's a little different. Bria's giving 6 months to a year. Bria don't got time for all that delicious, okay? She don't. Okay.
Hey, listen.
And Bria sits here with no ring, so it's fine. But Bria ain't playing games, all right? She just
she said what she said.
Yes. And when I meet that man that knows what he wants and he's ready, then it'll be that. But you know, I'm not 30 yet. I'm in my late 20s. I'm giving myself I guess I'm cool. But yeah. Cool. 6 months to a year is my timeline.
Okay. Well, you heard it here.
Let's get it. Okay.
All right. So Mr. Wright, she already said it. 6 months to a year is all you got. Okay. So actually, I just pop off in those comments. What do you think about the subject? I mean, how do you feel? Are you giving it years upon years? Or do you believe in timelines? Do you believe in ultimatums? Do you think Queen Naija's being strung along? Y'all let us know what you think. So, last but not least on our lineup, it's just a little bit of comic relief. Y'all, this comes back over to me and my generation. How many of you?
Boy, Gen X is cutting up this weekend.
Oh, they are indeed. Woo, who did not in the 90s, early 2000s, love some Rockefeller? Listen, CEO, Dame Dash. You know, you had Jay-Z with the smooth, cool lyrics, and you had Dame that came with the rah. And that whole era was just filled with some of the best hip-hop ever, some of the coolest CEO execs, just a flashy era, bravado and coolness. And yet here we sit years later. And to kind of set this up, Dame Dash had made a comment on an interview about 50 Cent making a big deal back in the day on one of the deals he got, where he was saying that it was a $1 million deal and that was a lot of money. And Dame Dash had the literal nerve to say $1 million was no kind of money. Where's those of y'all that have seen Dame in interviews over the past couple years, he just seems, you know, as we know, Jay-Z went on to pivotal superstardom, billionaire status, and Dame is no longer nowhere near that. No shade. You know, sometimes that's what happens. I mean, Jay-Z chose a different path. Dame is very bitter. So again, I'm going to go back with Bria's so eloquently stated before, sometimes silence is just golden. I just have a short clip. I know you guys have seen it. It's just a little comic relief. We've hit on some heavy things. We talked about people playing in your face with relationships, and now let's just have a little comic relief, and then we'll come back. Shout out to Live Bites.
You the real deal. See me, see if I'm the real deal. You know what I'm saying?
We do.
Yeah, hold on. Oh God. Here, talk to him for a second. You're not saying that. Hold on. So download American. All right, that's okay. So download him.
Tragic.
Oh, so tragic indeed. We know what you're saying, Dave. Indeed, we do. Y'all, listen, that is the epitome of when trying to troll back and talk smack goes wrong. Sometimes you just have to be quiet. Now, Dame has gone on the record to refute that, in fact, those were his teeth falling out. They were, according to him, his grill.
Mm-hmm. Either way, that's embarrassing.
Horribly. But let me just say,
sure, because even if it was his grill, they weren't fitted properly, and you came up there talking ish just for your
and you had the nerve.
Everything you say is moot.
That I would have just made the camera go black, sir.
Right.
I wouldn't have had his woman is a real one, because it couldn't have been me.
Leave me out of that shame and embarrassment.
No,
please. Absolutely not.
I'm not backing that.
Absolutely not. She is a
Your
real
teeth
one.
are flying. Sherry's going the other way. I am not getting on the camera to cover you.
I'm laughing right along with the audience. I swear. Don't.
Yeah. So there we have it, guys. I mean, that's our lineup for Pop Culture Saturday. Please, y'all, do us a massive favor and weigh in. I mean, what did you think on Tyrese's announcement that he will no longer be on our social medias?
Mm-hmm. Don't threaten us with a peaceful time. Amen.
Please. Oh. What say you on Tamar and Jeremy J.R. Robinson? The whole secret marriage of it all. The whole I'm on social media explaining something that I should so eloquently be quiet about. The whole just no.
We didn't even know about that, and you told us, and now we're like, girl, what?
Now we're talking about it, right? Hey, what did you think about Queen Naija? I mean, do you think she needs to give her partner 5,000 years before he decides if he's ever going to give her a ring and/or marriage?
You like it? I would this. Go ahead.
No, yeah. Mm-hmm. And finally, what did you think of our good brother, old Uncle Dame, with the teeth flying out, coming after the biggest troll in America, 50 Cent? That's what you don't do. Curtis Jackson has ate him up. I just felt like I'm not going to, in the spirit of how much I love the days of the Dame and Jay-Z, camaraderie in the Rockefeller movement, I will not show you what 50 did to him. If you want to know, certainly all you have to do is Google it, because
oh my goodness,
as you know, he indeed had the laugh last.
Oh yeah,
laugh, yes.
Yes, so. With the hashtag brands on cognac, like he always does. Amen.
Always. He's always going to, yes.
Always going to promote that brand.
Promote. That's him. While he gets that last little nudge and jab. Absolutely. So, guys, as always, we thank you so much for tuning in and kikiing with us. Do want to say, if you haven't yet, please go ahead and smash that subscription button, and also give us a like on the video. Please give us your feedback. Let us know what you thought about our lineup today. What are your thoughts? And share. We are very close to our next goal of 5,000 subscribers. So we have you to thank. So thank you guys so much. Bria, I'm going to let you close us out tonight.
Okay. All right. I see you. I love you. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for you. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Love y'all.
Right. Love you guys. Good night.